It is another shift in power for the grand old party of India. But like it has happened a few times before in its history, it is a family member taking over the reins of power from an outgoing president. And every time that it has happened, it has been another Nehru-Gandhi taking charge. After years of uncertainty around his role and responsibility in the party, and months of speculation about his elevation, Rahul Gandhi is finally the president of the Congress party. And the 132-year-old Congress now looks up to the 47-year-old scion to revive the party's dwindling fortunes. Indications of Rahul's elevation to the top post has been part of the Congress narrative for over 8 years now. Many believed 2009's UPA 2 would have been the perfect launchpad for Rahul to start off as a cabinet minister. But he didn't take up the offer. Over the years, Rahul's imminent ascent became the subject of much debate within the party and outside.
The expectation of the Congress party itself, which is really quite dysfunctional, because even though you have lots of capable or potentially capable leaders, the perception within the party is that if a non-Gandhi were to lead or were to try to lead, or perhaps a non-Gandhi without the formal benediction of Sonia Gandhi or Rahul Gandhi were to lead, then the party wouldn't cohere, it would split. You know, Rahul Gandhi has spoken about the fact that you have the domination of, he's spoken about the domination of dynasties, which is ironic because he is himself a dynast, but to give him credit, at least he's recognized the corrosive effect that dynasticism has in politics, insofar as it forecloses the options for a lot of talented people within a party to want to aspire to high office. So that was the stated purpose behind having organizational elections in the Youth Congress. He wanted to break the stranglehold of established families at the regional level. I don't think he succeeded, and perhaps the fact that he has now settled into the role of a dynast, as it were, is an indication of perhaps his recognition that that's the nature of the Congress party.
Every person has their own calling, and everybody decides what they want to do with the opportunity that they get. Everyone has different reasons to be doing the thing that they want to do. But like I said, I think he's far more driven with the attachment to the Congress party, and how, with a long history, one also has a lot of challenges.
During his 2017 US tour, 47-year-old Rahul was able to do something he has seldom had the space to do in India. That is, project himself as a man with ideas. But he could only do it on a stage in Berkeley and Princeton, away from the cacophony of India's 24/7 news cycle. Then back home, his game-changing takedown of the Modi government's GST and demonetization schemes echoed well on social media and grabbed the attention of a media that was already running on steroids for anything to do with the Gujarat elections. While Congress celebrated the newfound popularity, the BJP could be seen visibly rattled. Verbal attacks ensued, but that just added to Congress's arsenal.
The social media was actually used effectively by the BJP many years ago, and I think they put a lot of individuals, people, organizations, money was put in to create a hype, which is a false hype for the BJP. But now people have realized, and I think even the BJP realizes, that the social media as such is a two-way sword. It's coming back now. We in the Congress party are using this social media, or any media for that matter, to exhibit reality, to expose the falsehoods. And there is only a certain amount of time that you can sustain with making claims and giving jumlas and making promises.
But the journey till this point has been fraught with many questions about his ability. Can Rahul do what his grandmother or father, or even his mother achieved? Will he ever command the sheer raw power his grandmother exuded? The pan-India appeal that his father enjoyed? Or the canny political moves his mother deployed? The earliest public memories of Rahul Gandhi are made of the photographs and images of him as a child with grandmother Indira Gandhi. Then of the young boy of 14 at the last rites of his grandmother in 1984. And then again, almost 7 years later, as a young man lighting the funeral pyre of his father. Following Rajiv Gandhi's assassination in 1991, Rahul had moved to the USA for higher studies. In 1998, still in his 20s, Rahul Gandhi visited India to help in his mother's campaign. But it was only in 2002 that he shifted base to Delhi from London. Over the next few years, Rahul remained on the sidelines of political life, but grew increasingly visible, prompting speculation that he would soon take on an official role in the Congress.
Amethi and Raebareli have had the distinction of having very eminent people as their representatives. While Indira Gandhiji represented Raebareli, Sanjay Gandhi and Rajiv Gandhi and Sonia Gandhi have represented Amethi. So now you have Rahul Gandhi going to contest from Amethi and Sonia Gandhi contesting from Raebareli.
And thus began a new chapter in India's political history. It was not really unexpected, as all along people expected the Congress party to field either Rahul or his sister Priyanka in the Lok Sabha elections. And party president Sonia Gandhi nominated her son Rahul from Amethi, the constituency held by her late husband Rajiv Gandhi, and from where she too had won in 1999. In 2004, Rahul Gandhi won the Amethi Lok Sabha seat with a margin of over 1 lakh votes. Rahul Gandhi was a prominent figure in the Congress campaign for the 2007 Uttar Pradesh Assembly elections. UPA was in power at the centre, and Congress was trying hard to consolidate lost ground in many states, including Uttar Pradesh. The party was looking up to the Gandhi scion to deliver in a state where they had been out of power since 1989. Congress, however, managed to win only 22 assembly seats, 3 less than the 25 it got 5 years ago. In the same year, Rahul Gandhi was appointed General Secretary of the Congress in a reshuffle of the party secretariat. He was also given charge of the Youth Congress and the National Students' Union of India. He vowed to galvanize the youth in favor of Congress, but soon found that his style of functioning was in sharp contrast with the old guard serving his mother in the party. By the end of 2007, noises started erupting within the Congress about the lack of inspiration quotient in Rahul's leadership. When Rahul became Congress Vice President, there was only 1 year left for the UPA-2 government at the centre. Coalition fissures, political slip-ups, and corruption scams made the headlines each day. And in 2 crucial assembly polls in 2013, Uttar Pradesh and Gujarat, the loss of seats shook the Congress party's confidence that their Vice President Rahul could deliver. Then in September 2013, at a press conference, India witnessed a new Rahul. The Congress Vice President flexed his political authority by publicly tearing into an ordinance that his own government had promulgated.
My opinion on the ordinance is that it's complete nonsense and that it should be torn up and thrown out.
But nothing could save Rahul and the Congress party's image in 2014. The party plummeted from 206 seats to a dismal 44 seats in the Lok Sabha. Narendra Modi, the die-hard critic of all things dynastic, foreign and Congress, was given a huge mandate by the people of India. Following the crushing defeat, Sonia and Rahul Gandhi offered to resign, but the Congress would have none of that. While introspecting, it was agreed that Rahul had failed to connect with the voters, and the Sangh Parivar's constant taunts of Pappu and Yuvraj severely hurt the building of a leader-like image for him.
If you have an army of people hired by the opposition party to personally malign and attack somebody on social media, over years together, and you deploy huge resources with a singular focus of defaming and denouncing one individual, and they're trying to create a perception. But ultimately, the voters of India see the reality on the ground, as opposed to the perception creation that the opposition tries to make.
In early 2015, Rahul went missing. Not in the literal sense, but official Congress sources said Rahul was on leave at an undisclosed location. For 58 days, the media speculated on where he could be. Mysterious sightings and claims all came to nothing. Finally, almost 2 months after he disappeared, Rahul landed back in India. The Congress fended all queries by saying he had gone to introspect, a narrative that opened Rahul up to further criticism. But the Gandhi who reappeared seemed rejuvenated and reinvigorated. He went into an overdrive of political engagement. With his Soot Boot Ka Sarkar jibe, he finally seemed to land a punch that hurt.
He's come up with effective slogans. I think Soot Boot Ka Sarkar really damaged Narendra Modi in the light of that horrible suit that he wore, right? The monogram suit, and the fact that Modi was pushing the land acquisition bill, which was going to hurt the interests of farmers. His Gabbar Singh tax. I mean, he's been effective in raising issues which highlight the Modi government's pro-business policies. Demonetization, its poor implementation of so many different initiatives has all, I think Rahul Gandhi has exploited them quite well. But at the end of the day, politics isn't just about coming up with a smart one-liner or even coming up with a critique.
But then came the next round of assembly elections. In 2017, one by one, Congress lost each state that went to polls. From the prestige battle of Uttar Pradesh to Uttarakhand, from Manipur to Goa. The only saving grace was Punjab, but there the credit was taken by the old Congress veteran Captain Amrinder Singh, while everywhere else the blame went to Rahul.
You need to have energized cadres. The cadres have to believe that the Congress party exists and is willing to fight as a coherent fighting force with a clear vision. Can he instill that degree of confidence in the party? That really would be the true test of his leadership, rather than merely projecting himself as a brand. And I think that at the end of the day, brand Rahul, whatever that means, has salience or makes sense only if there is a brand Congress that backs it. So you can't have a brand Rahul expecting to take on brand Modi if the Congress doesn't cut it in the eyes of the electorate. At the end of the day, the Congress simply lacks the organizational heft in state after state. Right? Karnataka is the next major state election where, if at all they win, it will be because of Siddaramaia's rather clever state-level maneuvering that has put the BJP on the back foot, particularly on the Lingayat issue. So, really what matters is, can he energize the party at the state level? In some ways, Uttar Pradesh and Bihar are a lost cause. Bihar, we don't know There is disenchantment also against Nitish, but the Congress is weak organizationally. In Bengal, they have been supplanted by Trinamool Congress. In Assam, they've become weak, and they lost power. So in state after state, the Congress has ceded ground, and in some cases, in many places, it looks as if it has irrevocably ceded that ground.
The balance sheet for Rahul Gandhi is still in the red. The Congress in his name has lost much more than he has won. But those who believe in him say he has been constantly chipping away at the problems and changing the foundations on which stands the grand old party of India. The fifth generation dynasty resurrecting the Congress party is the mission Rahul Gandhi is on. But of more immediate concern for everyone would be the outcome of Mission 2019. Will David fell Goliath? Or will the hand go limp in defeat?
I think idea is to keep sticking to your fundamental beliefs, and that's what Mr. Gandhi is doing. We may lose or win an election, but the basic convictions that the Congress party has, on what basis of reform, basis of equality, equity, shareholdership of every citizen without discrimination, no religious biases, no caste biases, that is the strength of our Congress party, and we have lived by those fundamentals without compromising on it. Many smaller parties and even the BJP has compromised enough times, but we have chosen not to compromise despite having electoral defeats. It's okay, we'll win and we'll lose, but we must not compromise, and that's something I think both Mrs. Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi have stuck by.
The biggest challenge that Rahul Gandhi would face is in terms of proven track record of administrative experience. But Rahul Gandhi can sort that out quite quickly. All he has to do is appoint 3 or 4 conciliaries who will be people with experience, yet young, people with effectiveness and proven, people with integrity and image. He needs to find those people. They exist because the Congress party has a huge choice set, and he needs to empower them to be the initial team Rahul. That will take care of a lot of the shortcomings which you talked about. And the shortcomings, to my mind, are primarily administrative inexperience. And the second shortcoming is the demonstrable capability of 24/7 into 365 days immersed in politics. That only time will prove.
The Congress has to be clever in ensuring that it addresses the concerns and fears of different sections of the population today, Muslims, for example, who are feeling vulnerable, Dalits who are feeling vulnerable, without at the same time walking into a trap that the BJP would like it to walk into, which is to look at the upcoming battle purely as one to be fought on the secular communal axis. The BJP is most vulnerable on the economic front, and if the Congress wants to really make a game of it in the 2019 election, it needs to get its arguments together, it needs to get a plan of action together so that it can provide to people a convincing vision or a convincing alternative.